This is time that we call our meeting to order. We are certainly glad that you all come here to share with us, those who sharing with us by Facebook. We are certainly glad to have you to be a part of our meeting tonight. We do know that we are on a mission in Northampton County. That mission is to make sure that Northampton County is all it needs to be. I would at this time invite you to look on the wall and you see our mission statement. States for you the kinds of things we have laid out as our missions for county commissions for Northampton County. We also see a vision statement behind me. The vision statement talks about what we vision our county to be now and in the future. So tonight we've come, we do have a quorum, all of our board members are here. We're appreciative of all of our board members being here. We know this is summer and so many are on vacations and take vacations, but you all are here. Thank you for coming and being a part of our meeting tonight. All the citizens, again, if you desire to speak, you may sign up. On my right, there's some information that you need to give us so that you'll be able to speak before the board. At this time, we're going to ask you, if you would, to please have a moment of silence with us as we do whatever we desire to do and with all the things that's going on around. Thank you so much. At this time, we have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Those who will please stand with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, members, before you, you have the agenda. You see all the things we have before us in the agenda. Is there any parts of that agenda that needs to be eliminated? Anything that anybody want to bring to our attention that we need to include on this agenda? If not,
Chairman, I move approval of the agenda for July 17, 2023.
thank you, Commissioner Edwards. Can I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and properly second that we would approve the agenda that we have and the question and the discussion. If not, all in favor, let known by you sign aye.
Aye.
Hi, Broadnax Taylor.
Hi, Faulkner. Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. There is a conflict of interest statement that we must abide by. I'm going to ask Vice Chairman if you would give us that statement, please.
Yes, sir. In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board, unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
No conflict.
No conflict, Broadnax Taylor.
No conflict, Faulkner.
No conflict.
No conflict. Thank you, Commissioner Faulkner. At this time, we have a resolution of designating Northampton County the distress unit for our utility program for water and wastewater utilities. I want to ask the attorney if you would give us that resolution.
Yes, Chairman Tyner. Board members, the county was approached by the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality, informing the county that it is qualified to be designated as a distressed unit under the state viable utility program for public water and wastewater utility providers. And they have requested the county approve a form resolution requesting a formal designation under this program. And in short, what that means, it will qualify the county for available grant funding to assist our utility programs.
Well, members, if you have any questions, the resolution is a part of your package. You see what it's all there. All it says, we'll distress county, and they have some budgets they would like for us to have. We need this resolution so that we can request those funds that they have designated for counties like. And I need to also say there's lots of other monies that Raleigh has for counties like this that we're going to be applying for. So at this time, could I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
Chair Turner, I make a motion that we adopt the resolution pertaining to the designation of Northampton County as a distressed, what's the actual unit in the viable utility program for water and wastewater utilities.
I have a second.
Second.
And with a proper second that we would sign on this resolution that's been given to us, so that we will qualify for some additional monies in water and wastewater utility. Ready for your question or discussion? All in favor, let know by as usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broad Axe Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had it, motion is carried. Thank you so much, board member. At this time, as we continue to move down, we will ask for the approval, a request for additional funds for pay increase to William Flynn, the Code Enforcement Director. Oh, I skipped over one.
Craig.
Okay, I'm sorry. Craig, I'm sorry. You are somebody. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Craig. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get through Craig. You understand? No, that's fine. That's okay.
Thought you had left.
Yes, good evening, and I just
Good
thank you for this opportunity to be before y'all today. I wanted to just come before you and make you aware of grant funding that we have applied for again in the 23-24 cycle. And last year I just brought your attention to the name change of, it used to be VIDA grant, but now it's the ECU Health Roanoke Chowan Hospital Community Benefits Grant. So that is again the case this year. The grants are for, one of the grants will be for the expanded food nutrition education program, Steps to Health. Our regional person is the one that put in this grant this year, and this will be $1,000 for Northampton County. And the second grant will be in the amount of $1,000, and it'll be used by our Family and Consumer Science Department. And it will be for diabetes and chronic disease prevention. We're asking for county commissioners to grant County Manager Julian Phillips the permission to sign these agreements because they are a form of contract, and we can move forward with this process with y'all's approval.
Thank you. What's your pleasure, board member?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval to request the fund, to receive the funds from ECU Health Roanoke Chowan Hospital Community Benefits and Health Initiative Grants Program for fiscal year 2023-2024.
I second that.
We move proper second that we would approve the request for funding for on the ECU Health Roanoke Chowan Hospital Community Benefit and Health Initiative Grant Program 23 and 24. Are there any question or any discussion about this grant? Any question at all? Not all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broad Axe Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
That motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Gonna get, you need to get 3,000, 5,000.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate that. Every little bit counts. Now, Mr. Flynn, I'm sorry. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank y'all for the opportunity. Here tonight, hadn't seen you in a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Good to see you.
And, I'm here to come before you tonight to ask for something. I know the timing is poor. I did, but I could not anticipate one of my coworkers coming to me, pushing us down this path. As I stated in my decision paper, Inspector Lamb, he's been with us for about 4 years, got some qualification experience under his belt. And he's been approached by several different entities, wanting to work for them, a little bit more money. And he's looking particularly at one county a little bit further south from here. They're offering to start him around 58,000. He's willing to stay with us if we offer a little bit less than that, 55, with an increase for each standard certificate that he gains. Standard certificate, for those you don't know, we can work as a probationary inspector for a period of time. And after we pass our exams and whatnot, then you get a standard. You keep moving up the ranks, level 1s, level 2s, level 3s. So maybe with a 1% increase, which had been discussed before in the past, but nothing's ever come to that. I myself, and well, that increase for him would be about $7,018 over a yearly period, just in the straight salary. And I myself, since placed in this position, expanded my duties as well, gained several more certifications, increased my responsibilities going along. So I would, for myself, ask the same. If you look at our department, the numbers, the approved budget for the building inspection department for 23-24 fiscal years, $202,872 with approximately 45% of that being salaries. Planning and zoning budget is $185,333, approximately 66% salaries. Now, the funds are there because in the fiscal year of 2022-23, Northampton County Building Inspection Department collected $515,545 over the projected revenue that year. This disparity is due mainly to very large solar farms, western part. And funds that are collected according to North Carolina General Statute 160D402B gives the governing body the authority to fix the fees, and those fees collected are to be used only for the use of the inspection department. I've included in here the statement out of 160D. Well, and I have copies if anybody needs it. There is a shortage of inspectors across the state of North Carolina, mostly due to the technical nature, difficult passing the exams. About a 70% failure rate. So the state has recognized that, and they're going to change how they do things in 2025. That doesn't help us now, but they do recognize this problem. Salary data has come in from our human resources director, which is also included in our paper. Those seem accurate. I did ask the HR director when she inquired about these rates. Did she ask about time and service experience, things like that? How did you know back from her? She did not. She just asked for the base rates. I think it's important also to take into account the amount of money we pay our contract inspectors. Their combined income, we use 2 right now. Their combined income each month is about $2,600 between the 2 of them pay out. We've been able to cut that way back from what we used to be because I've got more qualifications. Lamb has more qualifications. Mr. Lamb, at the end of July, he goes for a review before a review board, passes electrical qualifications. We'll be able to cut that money almost out. Mr. Lamb lives in Roanoke Rapids, so if he were to go to Nash County, really active training, he wouldn't have to travel that long. In conclusion, been several municipalities and counties that tried to recruit Mr. Lamb. Ask for a modest increase of $7,018 and an additional 1% for the standard inspection certificate for the year for a stay. Myself requested the same, my duties have changed as well. Lamb has nearly 4 years' experience with Northampton County and would like to stay if possible. If he were to leave, we're going to start all over, rebuilding. Finding either a qualified person at a higher rate or one who has no experience and trying to get them up to the ranks through the program. That would be pretty costly. Several attachments you have with you is North Carolina General Statute 160-402. Job advertisements, revenue data, inspector qualifications. A summary is like more of a memo. County manager, that building inspector salary analysis. Another thing we have done. Our schedule, our inspection schedule, used to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We go from Jackson West. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go from Jackson. But with our qualifications now, we're able to spread out, cover the entire county all week. So we're trying to provide better customer service countywide on a daily basis, not on a schedule. That's all I have. Is there any question?
No question. Woman, do you have any questions? I'll need to ask the county manager. County manager, when the pay scale study that we did, does this increase meet what's on that? Or do we need to get back to the people who did the pay scale and ask them to update it for this qualification?
The position was included in the study. I think this is just another example of what's going on in the economy today. Supply and demand. So what was relevant a year or 2 years ago, it's not relevant now.
Yes, what the information is, can we get a person? Nash County, Hereford County, any county, who are doing the same job with these qualifications.
We did look at the area, surrounding areas. That's included in the packet. Yeah,
It is.
And also, Halifax, excuse me if I may interrupt.
Yes, yes, sir.
Also, Halifax County, I spoke with the director today. They have a position open. Building inspector or code enforcement officer.
Oh, I see it. I
The
got it.
reason it's open and
Right.
stays open is because people keep offering their inspectors more money.
Got it.
Somewhere else. And that's the economy. That's what's happening, especially when you have a shortage of qualified inspectors.
I guess, Ms. Flynn, the only question I have, we just finished the budget season, right? And did this come up after the,
Yes, sir.
Clear.
That was my first thing I said to county manager. I said, I know this is a bad time.
all right?
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing this, to my fellow commissioners and to everyone, is this maybe something we need to just drop back and punt and look at? Because again, it's a job seekers market right now. In all aspects. I remember we've been talking about the sheriff, Mr. Chairman, Sheriff's Department for over and over. And so, and you need to be compensated to do your job, and we thank you for all you do, Mr. Flynn. I just want a point of clarity,
Often a thankless job, and I appreciate it.
but it can't be done unless you inspect it, sir.
And board members, that we're being criticized. This is one area. Along with this and septic tank. We've been criticized that we say we need housetops, rooftops. And we can't have it without inspectors.
We can't.
That's just the way it is.
We're happy to issue permits for houses. As long as people bring us what we're supposed to have, we write that permit. We help them get through it. A lot of times we gather information when they don't have to go back to Jackson to pick something up. If we can print it out offline or something, we do that to try to help them out.
But I was talking about you all going out there inspecting.
Sir,
You're just holding up.
Do we have the money budgeted already for these outside contractors?
We have to have.
And if that's,
Yes,
so
sir.
if they're not gonna be needed, that was,
Absolutely.
yep.
And there,
We're gonna need more if you lose. them.
Mr. Lamb and I have gotten ourselves in the position now where we needed those contractors at first for the new courthouse, things like that, but we've got ourselves in the position now where that we don't necessarily. Most of the time where we're gonna need them is just for electric. That's what they helped out with the fireworks. That's totally covered.
County manager, you went to why we're fine.
Yes, we'll be able to absorb this in this year's numbers
Not doing it.
without impacting the county. I know that.
Board members,
I,
any other questions?
I guess, Mr. Chairman, that's what I'm saying. Do we need to look at, I don't know. Because again, and appreciate all the work you do, Mr. Bland, it's just again, supply and demand and to the point that Mr. Martin was making about even contracted services, we're contracting with other personnel to come in and do and this could cut down on that contracted services. Am I right? That's all right.
A lot.
I mean, they're coming out of retirement to help us, so
Sure.
there's compensation.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the request to use available funds for the pay increase for the code enforcement department.
Okay.
It's presented, by Mr. Flynn.
Thank you. Could I have a second?
Second, Faulkner.
Okay. Any question, any discussion? Not all in favor, let it known by you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it, motion's carried. A good day's work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for what y'all.
Thank you.
Mason?
Chairman, we need to look at everything.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this all.
Yeah, and so Ms. Mason, before you get started, so I'll just say, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Phillips, do you think we need to just look at various departments as we can see there is a serious supply of needed certified person, and then social services comes to my mind. And we just heard from Mr. Ellison in his department. I mean, I think we need to take a candid look at all departments and see what direction we can go. Because when you have certified and qualified personnel, just to give you, I'm looking for a finance officer right now and can't find one under a rock. And so when you talk about that, let's take a wholehearted look, just like we did with the sheriff's department, to see what we can do for all employees in Northampton County.
If our county manager would do that, and
That's what I'm asking.
that's what I'm saying, and,
Yes, sir.
and what I really want the county manager to make sure we stay within budget that we can.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to make sure.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Stay within budget, county manager.
Yes,
You look at departments.
absolutely.
Fine, okay?
Definitely take a
Thank
look
you.
at that.
Any other comments? Okay, if not, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Greetings from Northampton County Tax Department.
Greetings.
I am before you this evening, on behalf of taxpayers. First, I would like to ask the board for their approval for 3 ad valorem taxes in the amount of $227.98. The board does have the approval, the authority to approve these due to the 3 reasons listed on your decision paper.
Which one is first?
It's the second one.
Okay,
It's a second.
all right, the first one is $207.
$27.98.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the ad valorem tax is presented by the tax administrator in the amount of $227.98.
Second. Second. Proper second, we will reimburse the amount of $227.98. Question, discussion? Not all in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have, motion's carried. Continue on.
Also before you this evening, on behalf of 18 tax payers, asking for an appeal for motor vehicle tax appeals in the amount of $2,259.57. Again, the board does have the authority to approve these due to the 3 reasons listed on your decision paper.
Ward members, what is your pleasure?
Make a motion that we grant the refund due to the 3 reasons stated, tax imposed to clerical error, an illegal tax, a tax levied for an illegal purpose for the 18 appeals totaling the amount of $2,259.57.
Second.
Second.
Proper second, and we would do the refund. At this time, are there any questions? Are there any discussion? If not, all in favor, let known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Health Department.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Amen.
So I come to you tonight with several items. And the first is a contract with Access East for care management. I'm requesting the approval from the Board of Commissioners for Northampton County Health Department to enter into a contract with Access East, Inc. for care management for primary care. DHHS developed the Advanced Medical Home Program as the primary vehicle for delivering care management as the state transitions its Medicaid program to managed care. Currently, we are at an AMH2, and with the contract with Access East, who can provide our case management services, we can attest to be an AMH3, which would we would see some reimbursement from the state and from the individual PHPs. And you see here that the agency will pay Access East 98 cents per member per month for practice support and $4.52 per member per month for risk stratification care management. So that's a total of $5.50. That would be a definite pay every month. This $2 per member per rate for the quality incentive money, as well as the $2.10 listed in the contract for Healthy Opportunities Pilot Care Management. That is contingent on other funds that could be coming in, depending on different metrics that are met by the provider and through this Healthy Opportunities Pilot. So to be a tier 3 AMH, they require that you perform these care coordination to meet certain criteria. And with this contract, we will be able to provide those services and receive a per member per rate per PHP.
Board members, you've heard the presentation, our health director. Any questions before we vote? You ready to vote? Wow. I would accept the motion at this time. I can tell you they're gonna get money.
And we do have the money in our
Sure.
budget.
Access East, right? Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the proposal submitted by the Health Department Director for the Access East Care Management.
Second.
Approve this contract for the Northampton County Health Department. Wait for your question. In favor, let known by you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Thank you, board member. Virginia.
The next contract that I bring you all is a contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield Insurance. Currently, we accept Cigna and MedCost and Medicaid managed care organization. And currently, right now, that also means like we cannot accept any of our county employees or state employees that come to us for services because we do not get reimbursed for Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I'm coming with you tonight to ask that we go in contract with them so that we can get reimbursed and actually see state employees and county employees. And a lot of our individuals in this county have Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance. So I'm coming to you tonight to ask for approval that we go in contract with them to get reimbursed.
That's what I was talking about, board member. I read that one first. Okay, good. What is your pleasure, board member?
Make a motion, we accept it.
Thank you.
Second.
I was second that we accept reimbursement from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Are you ready for your question? So all in favor, let know by you saying aye.
Al Faulkner.
Aye.
Al Broadnax Taylor,
I've had motion to carry. I thought y'all gonna sleep on.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The next contract that I am coming with you tonight is the Carolina Complete. And that is going to be a contract for the tailored plans, which is going to involve the behavioral health that is supposed to be coming down from the state. It was supposed to be effective October the 1st. And now they have delayed that, but these contractors, it's like another PHP. They're trying to get ahead of it so that once these individuals that seek behavioral health, they can also come for their physical health services, and that we would be an entity that would accept this type of insurance.
What's your pleasure, board members?
Make a motion that we approve the Carolina Complete Health, Inc. contract.
Second.
Up second, if we approve the Carolina Inc. contract. Ready for your question? So all in favor, let know by you saying aye.
Aye.
Al Broadnax Taylor,
Al Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had a motion to carry.
And the last item that I wanted to come back was to discuss the environmental health rates that were tabled at last meeting, and wanted to come back to see if you all had any questions or needed any further information before they were approved by the board.
No, I looked at them and we were below, not over anybody else in cost in all these counties. The way you had shared.
I did.
We were not. And board members, they need to have this so they can force the rates as given to us. Shop, given to class.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval.
Second.
We moved and properly second that we would approve the chart of what we shall charge an individual for the work that we'll do to our mental department, health department. Is there any question or any discussion? If not, all in favor, let know by you saying aye.
Aye.
Al Broadnax Taylor,
Al Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had a motion to carry.
Thank you very much.
Let me say before you leave, so that all the county commissioners will know that Mr. County Manager and I went to the health board meeting, and Mrs. Taylor, you on that board, and don't forget to meet with them and go over some process you got to go through. But what I want to say to you is that I'm appreciative of the Board of Health, how they accepted what we asked them to please make a priority. That is for septic tanks. And I just wanted this board to know that they were real receptive, and they have worked out where we can take care of that issue in Northampton County.
Outstanding.
Thank you. That's just great. I just want to tell you, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Every time we've had a complaint, she's come back and she's given us a good, you all seen it, report.
Thank you, Ms. Vick.
And I want to say thank you, and it has been right, you've been right on top of it. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
When you don't do well, folks are all everybody will say something.
Thank
You
you.
do good. Nobody.
I'll call your
I was
office.
gonna say, and I'll get with you.
So true.
Thank you very much.
And we hope that none will be over 2 to 3 weeks, and on the rain, we will get an answer. Okay, at this time, we have financial matters. Financial matters.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I will be presenting Budget Amendment number 44. This is on behalf of the Sheriff's Department, and this is in the amount of $1,439.63. And this is for an insurance reimbursement for the Sheriff's Department.
Well, members, this is fairly simple, it's reimbursement. We'll certainly take that and have a motion. We approve this reimbursement to the county.
Make a motion that we approve budget amendment 44 for the receipt of insurance reimbursement.
Second.
In proper second, we would approve this budget amendment. Are there any questions in discussion?
It's $1,438, right, Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Okay.
One
I
thousand
thought
four
I heard
hundred
49.
thirty-eight dollars
Yeah,
and
okay.
63 cents.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Roy Knox Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
Have a motion is carried. Thank you so much. This time we're gonna ask the,
Mr. Chairman.
oh, you got another, okay.
Sorry.
Got this.
Yes.
and this.
Oh, okay, I didn't see, okay, continue.
Okay, thank you. Next, I am going to be presenting the monthly financial report for the month of June. The rule of thumb for cumulative spend was to stay below 100%. I will start with the general fund, expenditures at 28.8 million at 86%. DSS, Department of Social Services, that was 5.5 million at 76%. Enterprise Fund, 2.7 million at 88%. Garysburg Water and Sewer, $532,671 at 69%. That percentage is lower due to a $400,000 that was planned for tank repairs, and it was later determined that it was not needed. And last, we have solid waste at 2.4 million, 102%. And that percentage is only showing higher due to a blanket PO that was issued for curbside pickup. That concludes the monthly financial report for June 2023.
Well, as you see the report, you got any question, you need to ask the finance director, either county manager. At the time you can ask, but this
Very appreciated.
look right in line,
Yes.
end of the year.
So based upon the report,
Mhm.
the rule of thumb is to remain for the expenditures section to be expended percent less than 100.
That is correct.
Budgeted amount versus expended amount. And at the end of our fiscal year, we expended 85% of what we had budgeted, which means we had a 15% under budgeted expenditure.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
There's just a note, there's gonna be adjusting entries that we'll be making between now. We've given the department heads on, I think this is gonna be the first week we'll allow them to submit final invoices for this fiscal year so that we have it all included. So there's a number of adjusting entries that we will still need to make. So by end of July, first week of August, we'll know exactly where we stand after all adjustments are made. And this is what I was alluding to, that we have to do these adjustments now. We can't wait for the auditor to come in. We'll take care of those things.
We look good now, hope it look good next year.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, board members you need to ask about that report? That's the one, we know where the monies are. Where we are. Okay, yes.
Chairman Tyner, I have one matter to update the board on. I was asked to do by our finance department. Before you is a pending contract the county has with Jeff Best CPA. This is an outside CPA firm that has been assisting the county with bookkeeping services in connection with the fiscal year that ends June 30, 2022. And this is more of a for your information purposes. When this contract was approved, while not in the contract, the board's directive was for the county not to expend in excess of $8,000 on this outside firm. And finance wants to bring to your attention that threshold is about to be exceeded. So If the board has any instructions to me or to finance staff, please give it to us. I don't think, you know, if we keep sailing along, I don't think it'll require a contract amendment. However, I'm happy to do whatever the board instructs.
Let me ask this. We adopted this last year up to June 30th. What do we have? You're losing me now.
It,
Up to June 30th, have we spent over the amount of money
yes.
we had?
Yes, sir. So this was to cover the 21-22 audit, which, you know, we are in the process of closing.
Oh,
However, we're still utilizing the CPA that's mentioned in the contract. So another invoice has been presented. So that actually will take us over the $8,000 that was presented prior. So that was the reason that we wanted to represent it.
how much over the 8?
As of right now, I cannot give an actual amount. I will speak to the most recent invoice. That is $2,500. So I can speak to that one. But we are nearing the end of closing out the audit. However, we're still utilizing his services. So I just didn't want to put a set amount on it and then another invoice is presented for a different amount.
So do we tonight, this board needs to adopt the $2,500 and you come back to us next? I just don't know where we are on that.
But if I may, there was no formal mandate by the board. It wasn't part of the current contract. However, it was basically understood when the instructions were do not exceed $8,000. Okay. We can certainly, I'm happy to prepare an amendment to the current contract specifying a ceiling, so to speak, on expenditures going forward.
Anytime we work with a contracted person, I feel more comfortable if there is an understanding on our employee side and on the contractor's employee side of what the budgeted amount for that particular expenditure is, because otherwise it's open and you can't budget and plan financially with an open. So I would feel more comfortable if there was and based upon whatever the amount of time is, I think coming back to us saying this is how much it's gonna potentially take, and you can give yourself a little bit of cushion. You don't have to tell necessarily the contracts there, but you can give yourself a little bit of cushion just in case some things come up and you need that CPA services to do some of the things that now, if my understanding is correct, and now the requirements on local government are that things that were previously able to be performed by our auditing firm now are required to be performed internally. And this is basically the replacement of hiring a person full-time to do this work, but contracting as needed to get this work done. So either you're going to pay a full-time person to come in, CPA to come in and do this work that the auditor now cannot do by the state requirements. But it would just be better if we were able to officially say, here is what, and then if it comes back and something happens and we have to go over, then it just comes back to us prior to incurring the expense.
I don't like the open-ended. I just don't like open-ended. Kind of matter, I don't open-ended. I think even tonight, if you got an invoice for $2,500, we need to go and give you an amount that you spend on this contract. Maybe 5,000. If we come back and more, less good, but we don't need no open contract.
Yes, sir.
So basically you're saying approximately around $10,000 was expended from the September incurrence to now.
I think we had set the ceiling at 8.
But she said that there's something,
So that's about.
that's all I was saying, maybe somewhere around in there. So if we said for this fiscal year at 15,
Yes.
that would be my recommendation.
That'd be mine too. Which, board member,
It's fair, whatever the administration needs, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir.
about it,
I'm good with that.
you can go with that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, could I have a motion on that, Nick?
So move that the threshold be extended to 15, amended to be $15,000 as discussed. No,
No.
up to, let me say up to,
Your eight would be 15.
amended to be 15,000.
And that will cover that too, whatever it is. that she's
Right.
already over.
Could I have a second? Did I get a? did I get a
Motion, I second.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, all in favor, the numbers you sign aye.
I, Brian X. Taylor.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
Aye. I've had it. Motion is carried. Sweet, you too.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, board member. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We just need to make sure we get this audit, whatever we gotta do to get it done. Okay, I can't remember, was there anything else? We need to. That's right. At this time, county manager.
I don't have a whole lot additional. I always want to say thank you for the department heads for coming out and thanking you sincerely for what you all do. We do appreciate you, your hard work and your dedication. I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure I feel comfortable speaking for the commissioners that they appreciate everything that you guys do. So keep up the good work, keep working towards the goal, which is excellence in all that we do. And saying to the citizens again, thank you for coming out, showing your concerns and just being present. We do appreciate you all also. And just follow up again, we're gonna meet with our CPA on Thursday. And hopefully we'll be able to run through the financials, the financial statements and go through those balances and just check them off with him. And I'm hoping once we're done with him, he can then take that and present it to the audit firm and they can do whatever they need to do at that point. It's been a long audit, but sometimes you just got to go through these battles and I thank Ms. Kenya for what she does. And I know she has a lot of, I don't want to say sleepless nights, but she might have some nightmares about audits at this point. But it's gonna be that much better this time next year. I can promise you that sometimes you just have to go through these battles to get better. And we're getting there. So I appreciate you, Ms. Kenya, and all that you do. And this young lady next to me, I can't say enough. Ms. Itias, she has really helped me for this last year and a half. And I just appreciate all of our staff and what we do at Northampton County. We really want to see this county shine. And I'm not a politician. I'm gonna tell you all right now, I'm not trying to get no votes or anything like that. I'm telling you the truth from my heart. We want to win in Northampton County.
Absolutely.
We want to do. Thank you.
And the citizens come in. No citizens come in. Okay, thank you. At this time, we shall ask Commissioner Taylor, do you have any comments?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I also would like, I don't see Miss Judy Collier out there, anybody from the Chamber of Commerce. But I just want them to know what a fantastic 4th of July fireworks celebration they had at the Wellness Center. It almost didn't take place because of the rain, but it was fantastic. Job well done. Also want to shout out to Northampton Memorial Library. They're doing fantastic programming with the young people in our county. Just fantastic stuff they're doing and just so proud of them. I feel like we got a lot of stars in the crown in Northampton County. And thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I echo what Commissioner Brown Taylor just stated. And certainly appreciative, as mentioned earlier, of all the department and the department heads and all personnel that work in Northampton County and continue. We're here to support and assist in any way we can. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and got any issues you have, let me know. And I'd also like to recognize one of our former citizens who recently passed, Don Johnson, who worked with the school system and coached. Probably everybody knew him. He passed about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Thank you for mentioning
And,
that.
he was a mentor to a lot of kids in this county.
Absolutely.
And
Funeral is the 22nd.
22nd and
22nd. Yes, in Smithfield. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank y'all for coming tonight.
I might as well say thank you for coming as well. There are a few events that are going on this weekend. We have an event in Woodland on Saturday that's raising funds to help children for back to school supplies and some donations. I think I have a basketball tournament. And then in Rich Square, we have a community oriented yard sale flea market. And one thing that I would like to say, it is no cost to the citizens to set up. You just have to fill out a little form, basically saying you're not going to bring your pet out there. Service dogs are okay. You're not going to sell anything illegal or things that are not family oriented. But if you are a farmer and you have some crop that you would like to sell, bring your little truck out there and set up, sell some watermelon or corn or whatever it is that you might have. We really would like to have a place where citizens can sell their crafts, their crops, or just some things that they would like to come together to do. So we're hoping to have a really good time. I know it's a lot going on, but back to school time is coming. And if you've ever had a child in school or you've known people that struggled, school supplies did not miss the increase in cost. And so there are families that are going to be struggling to get some things for their children. So some organizations are trying to pool their resources instead of everybody trying to go out and ask the same people for donations, trying to do some drop-off spots. I know the Creeksville site for the Academy of Innovation is going to be one drop-off spot. And then I think they're working on a location in Gaston as well with Don Daily Matt to try to get some things there. So if you're aware of any type of drives that are going on, if we can try to pool our resources, there's no need for a child to have 3 book bags, but not enough paper because everybody's buying the book bags instead of paper. So it works when we work together. And again, I'd like to thank everyone for all the support you've given. There's a lot of work to be done, but I think we've got the right people and definitely the right person leading our county as our county manager form of government to help us get where we know that we're able to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me say to the county commission, first of all, thank you all for the hard work that you do. Thank you for how you work with us, making sure that we do all that we say we would do. I want to thank the citizens of our county for working with us. We come through some hard times. We made it. We do know that we're waiting. The courthouse, which you see is coming along very fine. Certainly hoping that will be in December. Be going in that. Great to cut the ribbon. We also know that we're planning on housing project. We have the funds for. We're just waiting for the architect, engineer to finish plans for it. Hope to probably have it at the next meeting commission so that you can look at it. County manager's working real hard. County manager, I do want to thank you. All the hard work you're doing. You know, I left you in a mess, but you getting it out, coming out all right. I did the best I could, keeping us together. We do know that we're waiting for August to come. Are going to be the month when the General Assembly, we hope, will finish their budget. In that budget, we hope Northampton County name will be in there. I've called there enough. They know my name, they know all about Northampton County. We're hoping when they come out again. Last year, we came out with a courthouse. Last year, we came out with some monies for all the municipalities, fire department, a whole lot of things. This year, we're hoping for even better things. So we just ask that you all continue to work with us as we work together to make Northampton County all it can be. Do note that one thing that we do know that we had the tax evaluation. We want you to know, and we know that taxes will certainly go up, and because the valuation has gone up, and we're hoping that we know our tax department is working with all the individuals, appealing and so forth. We think we've come up with something grand about that appealing process that we can reconsider. We are asking our tax department to keep us informed so that we can move through this. It's hurting. It's going to hurt us, but we got to do it. Taxes, we got to do it. Tax evaluation is something we can't have. We got to do it. So again, thank you. And that's all I have tonight. We're hoping at our next meeting that we will have some more information about the water system. 200 citizens in our county are looking to be hooked up to the water. We were informed, Mr. Phillip, yesterday that engineer will have it ready by our next meeting. He'll have it ready for us to approve at our next meeting, so that we'll be able to, those down in Margarettsville who needs that water, those in Conway and the Murfreesboro area will certainly be able to hook up, even some on the western end of the county. So again, I want to say to you, thank you for working with us, and we're just looking forward for the future. Anything else claiming our attention in the board members and other remarks you'd like to make at this time? In the board member. If not, could I have a motion at this time that we would adjourn?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and properly second that we would adjourn this meeting. All in favor, let know by usual side aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. Come back, see